and welcome to the Taproom Exclusive. I am your host, Dean Zarbaugh. Today's show is sponsored by House of Helga. Are you a brewery looking for some stunning, vibrant artwork to slap on that freshly bottled or canned beer? Or maybe you're a new brewery starting out and just need help coming up with a logo. If so, contact House of Helga for all your design needs. They've worked with Masthead, Streetside, and yours truly here at the Taproom Exclusive. You can check out Kyla's entire portfolio of incredible work at houseohelga.com. On today's show, I chat with Missing Falls Brewery's brewer and co-founder Marc Cernak and co-founder Will Myers over their tasty CTRL ALT DELTE German Altbier. But first, a taste of what's going on in the craft beer world with this week's Tasting Glass, brought to you by Northeast Ohio Craft Brewery News. Be sure to join me at Collision Bend on Wednesday, September 25th at 5 p.m. for the tapping of our collaboration small batch double IPA called the Taproom Exclusive. This double IPA will only be available at Collision Bend for a limited time, so don't miss out. Collision Bend is located at 1250 Old River Road in the East Bank of the Flats. Thank you to Luke and Ben for having me as a guest at the brewery and to help brew. I can't wait to drink it. Marc Bona of Cleveland.com just released an article of the 10 new breweries to check out in Greater Cleveland. Marc's list includes our current feature Missing Falls Brewery in Akron, Ohio, plus some past guests of the show like Bascule Brewery and Public House in Lorain, Ohio, and Bookhouse Brewing on West 25th Street in Ohio City. For a full list of must-see breweries, check out Marc's article on Cleveland.com. Brewdog's Canal Winchester Brewery and Hotel has been named by Men's Journal as one of the 10 most epic craft beer destinations in America. For a full list of breweries, check out Sonny Montefiore's article on Men's Journal. Rick Armon of the Akron Beacon Journal and Ohio.com released the winners of the annual King of Ohio competition. This year, Fathead's Strange Magic IPA took home the Best of Show honors. For a full list of winners, you can check out Rick's article on Ohio.com. Speaking of Rick Armon, he announced today via Facebook that he will be leaving the Akron Beacon Journal to take up a role as editor for the Worcester Daily Record and Ashland Times-Gazette. I wish Rick all the best on his new adventure. And that's all for this week's Tasting Glass. My interview with Marc and Will from Missing Falls Brewery in Akron, Ohio is up next. Welcome back to the Taproom Exclusive here at Missing Falls. I am Dean Zarbaugh. I'm here with Marc Cernak and Will Myers. We have moved on to the CTRL ALT DELTE. This is an alt beer. Great name, by the way. Every once in a while you hear a name and you're like, wow, surprised that wasn't already taken, especially for that style.
Yeah. Actually, with that name, that was the best I could think of.
That's a great name. And so it is a German alt beer. For people, I've never talked about alt beers on the show, so talk a little bit about this style and kind of where it comes from.
It originated over in Düsseldorf, Germany, late 1700s. They're making it over there, and it differs from the rest of the beers because it's an ale yeast that you'll ferment like an ale, but as it's fermenting, you'll slowly drop the temperature and actually lager it out, and it'll finish like a lager.
Okay.
And this sort of set them apart from the rest of Germany because the rest of Germany switched over to lagering yeasts.
Okay.
So they kind of, didn't look kindly at the one county there that was still making it, the way they did, and to this day, that's still how they make it.
And what does that differ? What does that offer the beer differing in flavors as far as doing it this way versus the?
You're able to pull the flavors of an ale, but the smooth finish of a lager.
Okay.
On there, because we actually lager this one out at about 35 degrees for about 2.5 months.
Oh wow.
And it just finishes out nicely.
This is a really smooth beer. It's 5.5%.
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah, a little heavy for the style it is.
But you know what? We like to do things a little bigger here, right?
Yeah.
That's Ohio.
And honestly, that's just how it worked out. It wasn't aimed. It was aimed right around 4.9 to 5%. Came out a little bit more.
It happens.
Had a good mash day.
My buddies at Franklin Brewing Company in Elyria, Ohio, they set out to do an ESB one day. Turned out to be an Imperial ESB.
There you go.
It was one of those things, and then they made that. That's now a beer that they make regularly. It was a 1724 is what they call their regular one. They do a 1726.
Yeah.
And just opposite of, hey, you know what? It's just a little bit more beer.
Sometimes magic happens.
It absolutely. You never know. Sometimes You may plan for one thing, it comes out different, but it's still a really solid beer.
Definitely, as long as you can duplicate that.
So for somebody who's looking at this on a menu and maybe is a little hesitant because they're not familiar with this style, what would you tell them about this beer?
I tell them it's a light brown ale. It's not like the sweet malty brown ales that actually was considered, one of Germany's first brown ales there. And it was sort of like a session beer, so it was real light in alcohol, and have 3-4 glasses of it. Legend has it, and I guess it's been confirmed that they used to fortify this by holding a glass of grain alcohol, small shot glass of grain alcohol against a pint glass, and drinking them both at the same time, so they'd intermix and it would kick the alcohol up in it.
Really?
Yeah, it was just based on that story when I started researching the style, and I was like, I got to give that a try.
Yeah.
Yet we never tried it with the moonshine yet. We like the beer.
Yeah, it's the moonshine might be a little much.
Yeah,
it might be a little much.
It'll kick up the alcohol.
That's for sure. I remember one time I was at a place that had moonshine that they just served in a glass, and I was just like, what? It was in California. It was like some weird hotel, but I was like, wait a minute. And next thing I know, I can't remember anything. So I'd like to remember the beer. This is a really good beer. We mentioned last week I'm a big fan of malts, flavor. There's this kind of flavor that you get in this style too. And how does this differ as far as like an Irish red? A little less sweetness I'm tasting.
Yeah, a little less maltiness. The grain bill's definitely different. And the lagering of the alt really smooths it out, as in where you get more of a hop signature out of the Irish red. If you tried like the Irish red right now, you'd notice that it's going to be more pronounced hops in there.
Oh, yeah.
Vice,
nice having them next to each other.
Yeah, Vice having the alt, which is just a really nice, smooth, very drinkable beer.
It just slides down, really easy drinking.
This is the beer that'll go with pretty much anything on our food menu, from the mobster sandwich all the way down to pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, it doesn't have an overpowering flavor to anything, so it's not going to overpower the flavor of the food. The food isn't going to overflavor the power of the beer either.
Yeah.
It's enough flavor in the beer, even at like 5.5%. Like alcohol content doesn't have anything to do with flavor. I get that. It's a really nice, flavorful. It doesn't feel like you're not drinking anything. And at 5.5, though, you wouldn't know from drinking this off the top of your head that it was even 5.5 until you started feeling it, probably.
Definitely, yeah.
And how did that come about to do this for you guys? Like, what made you sit down and say?
This was actually the last homebrew recipe we ever wrote as homebrewers.
Really?
Yeah, it was our last recipe. We brewed it up. By that time, we were working on a business plan for the business, so we were really preoccupied with what we had going on. So finishing with a lager style was kind of beneficial because we were able to forget about it for a while because we had so much else to do. And then I got around to carving out the kegs of it, and we threw it on the draft system, and we were just blown away by how good it was. So we definitely decided to keep that style.
Yeah, I love the variety that your menu offers in beer and food, obviously, but in the beer, I mean, you go to some places it's like all IPAs, which, don't get me wrong, are great.
Yeah,
I love me an IPA. When I'm in the mood for it, I'll go there. But I also like to see what else a place can do.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that somebody's not just leaning on the crutch of IPAs.
Yeah, we do a variety of everything. We've got everything from double IPAs, fruited IPAs. We got alt beers, stouts. In the tank, I have a Marzen. I've got a Weiss beer in the tank, which will be out in a few weeks. We got a oatmeal chocolate peanut butter stout. We've even got 11% craft malt liquor.
I saw that, and I was going to ask you about that, but that was going to be off air. But we brought it up. How did you come about doing that? I gotta ask.
I honestly didn't come about doing that. That was. As a home brewer, that was one of the beers that I was like, absolutely not. And I was in Dayton, Ohio for about 4 days with my stepdaughters on travel soccer.
We waited for him to go on vacation, and then we broke into the garage and brewed it while he was out of town.
Yeah, they
We started
were,
texting him pictures of our mash tun full of corn, and he was texting back, "What WTF?" You know?
Yeah, they actually, because they always had access to the garage because that's where we kept the brewing equipment. So they just decided, well, while we're here, let's just make beer.
Well, Mark's away, we'll play.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
man.
and it actually,
But it turned out well.
yeah, I was like, all right, let's give it a try, and everyone seemed to it was really well received. So we decided to make it on a big scale, and so far so good. I mean, some people are a little hesitant looking at it at first, but then they try it and they're like, wow, this is so smooth, and it brings me back to when I was about 12 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
Last
taking
time-
one off the old man.
Right? Like the last time I saw anybody even mess with malt liquor, I think Founders did a barrel aged malt liquor, and I was like, wow, a barrel aged malt liquor, that's got to be nuts, and it was nuts. But you know, this isn't a barrel. That one isn't a barrel. No, so that's going to be a much more
It's
balanced.
It's a lot smoother.
Yeah, it's a malt liquor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's refreshing. It's
And-
dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes that's the best, right?
It hides that 11% well. You do not
Like
even-
no heat.
no heat, no burn, no smell. Yeah, it's definitely probably going to be a game day killer for somebody with the football season coming up.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And then when the patio's open too, I mean that's going to be a nice one to have outside too.
Yeah.
Like and same with the alt beer. Like this is coming. You're coming up on fall right now, and it's one of my favorite times of year. As of this recording, we're August, but as of the release, it's middle September, and it's getting to that time of year where this is what I want to have when I go outside, and
Yeah,
it's a little
this is-
crisper in the air.
This is definitely a sit around the campfire kind of beer.
Oh yeah, I can have a couple of them, not feel like I'm going to lose my head or anything. Just keep enjoying it, and this is just like almost like drinking fall, in a way. As weird as it is to say, and it's so smooth too. Like how do you get that balance in there?
Just experimentation.
Hit and miss.
Yeah,
error.
hit and miss. Definitely good temperature control. The first couple versions, the one we did is the home brew was not as good as that one is, because the temperature control as a home brew is a little,
Harder to
a
control.
little harder to control. Here I can come here, press a couple buttons, and come down 5 degrees in a
Nice.
24-hour period, and just keep that pace up and slowly roll it down.
Absolutely. We were talking off air right before we got started on this episode. You guys are starting to do brunch
Yes.
here. Talk a little bit about that and what made you start doing that. And
Well, we're starting a brunch because I know we're going to be opening up early on Saturdays and Sundays for the pre-games of football on Sunday. And also on Saturday, we sponsor the Akron Canton Spurs, which is we're their official watch party site. So it's for the Tatnam Spurs English Soccer League. So they'll come here about 10 in the morning. So this way we got something for them to eat and drink while they're watching the game. And it's always a good turnout. Everybody enjoys it. We got multiple big screens up here, plenty of TVs to catch the game on.
absolutely, this is a nice little spot to come down and enjoy a game and watch and just hang out with people and just have a good time.
Yeah. I think we kind of want that sports bar atmosphere, but without all the memorabilia on the wall.
Right.
Still keep the history of the building and what it was here, and also have great craft beer while you're watching the football game.
Absolutely, it's really cool to see just the community aspect of these breweries, and I hear so many great stories about the breweries in Akron and how they come together for the community and everything. And
Yeah, definitely.
it's nice to know that you're not even a year old yet, and you're already an official place to watch sports.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like you can't buy that kind of advertisement, and like just the fact it takes some places years and years to build up that sort of reputation for people, and to see you guys doing it so quickly is amazing.
Yeah, and I think the sports works in a downtown setting too.
Yes.
It's a lot easier. It's out in the suburbs, you'd be more geared to what's going on there. But downtown, we're 2 blocks away from the Rubber Ducks ballpark. It's a sports-oriented town, so people like to come sit down and have a pizza and watch the game, or whatever we got on.
Absolutely, and I didn't know I was that close to the Rubber Duck Stadium. I'm so turned around down here.
Oh.
I have no idea where I'm at or anything.
Yeah, they're in the middle of the construction, so.
Oh, okay.
Akron's doing a lot of rebuilding these next couple of years. They're going to revamp the whole city, and it's definitely it's a nuisance, but it's a necessary nuisance.
Right.
I mean, something that we deal with, and every other business down here deals with. Because it seems like weekly traffic's getting rerouted a different direction.
Right.
But the end game is going to be, such a great place for business and families.
Absolutely.
You just got to put up with a little bit, kind of like what Cleveland had to do.
Absolutely.
They had construction for many years.
We still do.
Look at it now, though. Look at downtown now as to 15 years ago.
There's always the joke. There are 2 seasons. It's winter and construction.
Yep. They don't have anywhere to put the orange barrels.
Yeah,
they just got to move them.
That's funny. But like you say, it's all about the end game, and at the end of the day, it's going to help everybody, and everybody's going to succeed. So that's great to hear, and just to see how community minded not only you guys are here, but the community has been towards you guys is really great to hear.
Yeah, Akron's really been nice to work with. The city and all the organizations that we deal with, everybody's been really helpful.
That's very cool. Anything else you want to get out about this alt beer or Missing Falls before we get going?
Well, definitely stop down and try the alt.
Absolutely.
This one probably is not going to be a constant on the menu.
Okay.
This will probably be a seasonal beer that will run in and out, but we'll have it on draft now probably through Christmas.
Oh, cool.
And then, once we hit early spring, we've got to start seeing some new stuff come out.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that. That's will keep me updated on that, too.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for your time. Tune in next week for another episode here at Missing Falls.